Monkey D. Garp is picking up Helmeppo. Yes, you guys don't remember Helmeppo. Remember back in the days, Kobe, East Blue, Luffy, yeah, yada yada yada. Then of course there's also the Akainu daughter speculation that this new girl Marine is Akainu's daughter. I'm not too sure right now, but yeah, Garp is picking up his dogs and they're going after Blackbeard. And Doll's like, yo, don't do that. We have Egghead Island to deal with, of course, with Straw Hat Luffy. We even see Helmeppo going to some of the sword members and they're like, nah. So honestly, Garp doing this is so real. Now, Garp's first introduction is not Enies Lobby, surprisingly. It's actually when he's training Kobe in the manga cover stories. This was, of course, adapted to the anime. It's one of the few cover stories, if I think the only cover story to actually be adapted in the anime. And we see him training Kobe. And this leads to some big things right here. The reveal of Garp being Luffy's grandfather, Monkey D. Luffy, Monkey D. Garp, and him bringing Kobe, Luffy's friend from the East Blue, all the way to him, as Kobe's a Marine and Luffy's a pirate, so it just is not a good match for them to clash at all when it comes to being friends. But Garp does it because that's my grandson. And we see this post Enies Lobby, and honestly, we see even cool stuff of Garp even trying to sink the Straw Hat ship, all while Usopp's trying to join Luffy again. Honestly, amazing stuff, and Garp is always seen in a very positive light, and he reveals also Luffy's father to Luffy in Enies post Enies Lobby, so cool stuff. Now, of course, the next time we see Garp is during the Marineford War, and we see Garp there, we see Luffy there, we see Kobe there. And of course, Kobe during the war was very pivotal in stopping the war. He challenged Akainu, the current fleet admiral. And of course, Akainu is the one who killed Ace, Luffy's brother. Of course, Garp's grandson, the son of Roger. Like, Roger entrusted Garp to take care of Ace. So Garp even said, I want to kill Akainu. So honestly, this is a very also key moment in the story. Like, I still remember that scene in the anime of Roger asking Garp to take care of his kid, and Garp's just like pretty much just being so upset, and Roger saying, I trust you just like one of my crew members. It shows you that battle against Rocks, like Roger and Garp really formed a connection, even though they try to kill each other so many times. We also see Shiki, a former Rocks crew member, try to, of course, rescue Goldie Roger, because Roger's about to be executed in the East Blue, and Roger doesn't deserve to be executed in the Weakest Sea. And Garp's like, that's a symbol of peace. That's where I'm from. And Garp goes at it with Shiki, of course, with the help of Sengoku, and they destroy half of Marineford. Such a key moment in Chapter 0. Not in the main manga story, but it's in Chapter 0, which I think is canon. Now, of course, this is where he was known as Garp the Hero, when he teams up with the Pirate King Goldie Roger to fight Rox D. Zebek, the leader of 3 Yonko, in Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, and maybe even connected to 2 other Yonkos in Blackbeard, when it comes to Blackbeard, of course, having the ship named Zebek or Saber Zebek. I'm not too sure if you want to confirm that or not. And then, of course, we also have Shanks, who was surprisingly taken from God Valley, where the battle took place. Is he maybe the son of Zebek? I'm not too sure, or a son of Celestial Dragons. There's so many speculation, but the fact that Roger and Garp teamed up and took down Rocks, Whitebeard, and Big Mom, Shiki, and Kaido, all like these monsters, you gotta give respect to respect is due. This is a Willa D battle when it comes to Monkey D. Garp, Gold D. Roger, and Rocks D. Zebek. Of course, we see a little animosity with Whitebeard and Garp when Whitebeard says he's just an old legend. Don't get wrapped up in his name. Pretty much, maybe something happened on God Valley. We know Whitebeard and Garp have never had an interaction since Marineford. Like, we've only seen them. We know they fought in God Valley, of course, because of the whole Roxy Zebek, and of course Goldie Roger and all that. We know they have a huge connection to Roger, but honestly, the fact that also they have a connection with Ace, Garp is being the grandfather to Ace, and Whitebeard being the father to Ace, I want to see a key scene of Garp and Whitebeard. But right now, Whitebeard says he's just an old legend. Don't get wrapped up in his name. He's nothing. And of course, in Marineford, we see him fighting the Blackbeard pirates with the help of Sengoku. This reminded me of like when they fought, because Blackbeard's trying to destroy Marineford. This is the same thing that happened with Shiki. Shiki was fighting, of course, Garp and Sengoku, and half of Marineford was destroyed. So Blackbeard trying to destroy Marineford, Garp and Sengoku say, nah, we're not gonna let this happen. And let's be honest here, Shiki was also under Rocks, like I mentioned. Blackbeard looks like he's inspired by Rocks because of the whole Pirate Island Beehive stuff. But like I said, the Pirate Island Beehive is when the Rocks crew was actually formed, and the end of the Rocks crew was on God Valley. I personally believe Garp going to Pirate Island Beehive where the rocks was formed, and that being the end of Garp, where maybe he showcases some new haki or new ability just in general that really helps to make Luffy stronger. Regardless if Luffy sees it or not, Luffy uses his ability, kind of like when we saw Advanced Conqueror's Haki from Roger and Whitebeard, and then we see Luffy do it to Kaido. I think that would be very, very cool. But in all honesty, I think this is something that needs to happen. And then we gotta remember, Marshall D. Teague was actually shook of Rayleigh. Rayleigh pulled up and said, oh, the former apprentice of Whitebeard. And pretty much Blackbeard was like, yeah, I don't want no smoke, even though Rayleigh later admits that Blackbeard was probably stronger than him. His legend, his reputation is what had scared Blackbeard off and not wanting to fight him. Imagine if Garp pulls up. Garp's reputation is higher than Rayleigh's reputation. Garp will pull up, and maybe this is be crazy because we all remember that moment of Garp punching the first division commander or Marco so hard that he got sent flying. And maybe Garp has ran into Whitebeard pirates and Blackbeard. Of course, people saying Blackbeard wasn't scared of Garp during Marineford. That's a war. Your adrenaline is so high. But seeing Garp pull up to save Kobe, Garp, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I don't think we're gonna see the same thing happen like the whole Rayleigh thing. But I do think we're gonna see a situation of Garp getting respect from Blackbeard. Now, the reason why the title is the End of Garp is because I think Garp's death is really key for the reaction to it. Like Monkey D. Dragon, we know no relationship between him and his father. So seeing Garp dying, I want to see Dragon's reaction to his father's demise and what he would feel and how he will react to it. Honestly, I think that'll be very cool. Then there's, of course, the grandson to Garp, Monkey D. Luffy, who pretty much, let's be honest here, we saw that moment at Marineford, which was so amazing when Garp closes his eyes and lets Luffy hit him with the jet pistol. I think that'll be cool to see, of course, Luffy's reaction to Garp getting killed by Blackbeard, the same guy who took down Ace. I even think that not even a reaction, seeing the moment. I think someone who could see Garp's demise is Aokiji because he's working with the Blacbeard pirates. And of course, I think he's a double agent. I think he might be part of Sword even. Garp dying and Aokiji seeing that might even get a reaction of Aokiji getting enraged. Honestly, that would be such a cool moment in the manga and the anime. So honestly, Aokiji is also a pivotal reaction. And in all honesty, Garp does have some beef with the Blackbeard pirates. Of course, because Blackbeard's the one who took down Ace. We saw how Sabo felt against the Blackbeard pirates. Yes, we know the beef is stronger with Akainu, but he still doesn't like the Blackbeard pirates, just like Luffy doesn't like the Blackbeard pirates. So Garp will not like this pirate crew. And this could even lead into, of course, if Garp has his demise, the red hair pirates starting a war with the Blackbeard pirates. Of course, Big Mom and Kyle, they fought, and it wasn't honestly on a serious fight, but because they actually ended up teaming up. But I don't think there's gonna be a team up here with Shanks and Blackbeard. Don't be surprised if a Yonko spot opens up. Maybe Kid comes into that spot after Elbaf, and you're probably thinking, who's gonna be taken down? It ain't gonna be Blackbeard, it ain't gonna be Luffy, and it ain't gonna be Buggy. So I'm thinking maybe Red Hair Shanks gets taken out and Kid takes that spot. Of course, and one-armed man getting replaced by another one-armed man after Elbaf. So honestly, so much different scenarios here. And finally, Garp and his Celestial Dragon beef. Of course, with Imsama looking at Marshall D. Teague's bounty poster, and Dragon, of course, probably gonna fight Imsama because Imsama did that crazy attack on Lelouch and had Sabo destroyed. The final saga has so many what-ifs and possibilities and battle royales, and we know that Ichiro said, I hope nobody dies in these battle royales in 2023. And Garp's death, it looks like to be a catalyst to the greatest war, of course, in the One Piece series for the final saga. And of course, Luffy versus Blackbeard is the reason why Garp has to die. This, like, honestly, yes, I think Shanks getting taken out by Blackbeard is going to help Luffy versus Blackbeard. But I think Garp and Shanks having a moment in the battle where Luffy's remembering Ace, Shanks, and Monkey D. Garp, that would be such a powerful scene before he does an attack on Blackbeard. Because remember, when Blackbeard and Luffy first meet, not in the bar, but outside the bar where a man's dream never dies, Luffy remembers Ace, Luffy remembers Shanks. I think a cool scene like that in the final saga when they're fighting, but of course Blackbeard doing the things he did to those characters, because in Jaya it was about remembering them because of the words that he was speaking. Now it's gonna be remembering because of the things you did, your actions. So that's my thoughts. Love seeing the support on the channel, guys. Lately I love talking about One Piece. Like and share if you enjoyed, like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the LegendMac, and I'm gone.